Okay, got the red smoke.
Gun runs north to south, west of the smoke, west of the smoke.
Okay, copy. West of the smoke. I'm looking at danger close now.
Come on with it, baby. Give it to me. I need it. Get cleared hot.
Copy, cleared hot.
Okay, we're going.
We're going. Impromptu
Impromptu. I didn't
Friday
know,
episode. I was in here.
Didn't know this was happening.
I didn't know it was happening either. I was doing a Change Agents episode, pulled up my email, and it said, your clips are ready. I'm like, I didn't order any clips on old Opus.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, Michael's in the office. I have a bunch of questions I was going to do for Q&A. But honestly, sometimes it's just more fun to talk to people, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Are you ready for 2 stories about my dad that occurred within the last 24 hours?
Always.
Today's episode is brought to you by Spartan Forge. I have talked about this software, this app, quite a bit. Founded by Bill Thompson. I've had him on the podcast. I highly recommend that you go back and you check out that episode. He talks a lot about the design and the utilization of this software. It's traditionally around hunters, but as I have continued to dive into rotary wing aviation, this is my primary planning tool, whether it's for land ownership, slope angle, the angle that the sun and shadows are going to be at, terrain analysis, LiDAR. And one of the biggest things that they have continued to make, the beauty of it being an app is the updates. Right now, what they have done and what they are continuing to do is continuing to update their UAV database, so unmanned aerial vehicle database. One of the things that you can look at on here is satellite imagery. Satellite imagery is often very dated, depending on the last time that they got a pass. UAV stuff is easier to update more frequently. You can get a higher resolution because it's a lower angle and better optics, but it really allows you to granularly dial in. And you can use it with old satellite imagery to current UAV, and you can see the difference in the terrain. It's going to help you plan, prep, be prepared, route planning, thinking about where an animal food plot was before, but now on current UAV footage, it's not there. And it's awesome because right here on the app, I have it in front of me. It shows up, if you highlight UAV footage, as a darker area where they have increased and enhanced footage. And those darker areas continue to grow and grow and grow. It's a fantastic tool. If you're an outdoorsman, if you're a hunter, if you're into aviation, you have to check this out. SpartanForge.ai. You will not regret it. People tell me, I see them in the coffee shop all the time. And now people have asked me, and they will say to me like, hey, it's so nice to meet you. Is your dad going to be in today? And I hate to admit this because he'll hear this and redouble his efforts to spend the majority of his life.
A little bit of a big head about it.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. And I try to tell people that what they get to see of him on the show, the 30 minutes to whatever, 90 minutes, outside of some of the more ridiculous comments that he may have made on the last episode, which he got a good amount of heat for, which was deserved, that he's really a nightmare. And it's hard. Casey and I were talking about this yesterday. My sister's in town. I picked her up, and what I let her know is that she needs to get a she shack for the back of her house because that's where he's living really soon because she can have him back. He just finished a fishing trip. And I was so happy to see him do this. He talked a little bit about it, but I think it's so easy for people to say, hey, I'll do that in the future. I'll do that next summer, this, that, or the other. Well, as far as the runway of life for my dad, he might be approaching the tail end of it. I'm not going to say how many feet of usable runway he has left, but he might be able to see the threshold.
Yeah, for sure.
So there is no more, I'm going to do this next summer. And I keep trying to tell him, spend your money. I'm not saying be irresponsible, but man, go experience your life while you still can. So he booked an amazing, and his stories from the trip are amazing. Fly fishing trip. It was just him and a buddy he's known for 50 plus years, I think. His name is Larry, but for whatever reason, his name is the Weasel. That's always how I've known this guy since I was a little kid, the Weasel.
That's awesome.
How I was introduced to him. He's the guy who showed up with my dad when we were doing jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
That was the Weasel.
It seems like you wouldn't want that nickname.
Yeah.
Maybe it has a better connotation within their group, but
I was going to say maybe a weasel has a massive hog, but I don't think they do. So, you know what I mean? I don't feel like that's and I don't think Larry has a tail, nor am I intimately familiar with weasels and their tails, but
yeah, I didn't see one, but
okay. I'll ask.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that in a future episode.
For sure.
So I hadn't seen the guy, and I saw him at my mom's funeral back in 2010. Hadn't seen him since then. And we're sitting there. It's my sister and my brother-in-law, and we're at dinner last night, and we're talking to him about the fishing trip, and he was talking about it. He's like, oh, known him for 50 plus years. And my sister asked him, I was like, well, how old is Larry? And my dad said, and he goes, oh, he's 86. And in my head, I'm thinking, that guy looks really good.
Yeah.
For 86.
Yeah.
And so my dad's running math. He's like, yeah, he's 86. I'm 2 years older than him. And I'm like, Dad, how old are you? He's like, I'm 87. I'm like, you're 100% not 87 years old. And he goes, oh, I'm 77. I'm like, you're 78 years old. How old is Larry?
Yeah.
He's like, 86. I'm like, no, you just said that you're 2 years older than him. Oh, I don't know. The number gets so big, it's hard to pay attention to. He's 77. I'm like, you mean 76? Well, yeah, because I'm 77, right? And like this is happening, and I'm sitting there looking over at my sister and brother-in-law. 5 minutes later, so we finished the math question. We landed on that Larry is 147 years old.
Sounds right. Yeah.
We finished the math question, and what would it be? My sister's kids would be my niece and nephew. My nephew, awesome kid. He's into golf, and they brought a couple golf clubs up, and Jason brought his clubs up to play with my dad, and they're talking about golf. And Jason says to my dad, hey, have you ever been to a Topgolf? And my dad goes, oh, I hear those are big in the Orient. And
what does he think a Topgolf is?
Jason and I just stopped, and Jason just starts dying laughing. And I asked him, I'm like, did you also just hear this? And it's like, Dad, when was the last time you were at a Topgolf in the Orient? Also
the Orient.
Yeah. I'm like, how many countries are you rolling into this? Also, do you know what a Topgolf is?
Yeah.
And he just looks at me and goes, no. I'm like, then how do you know they're big in the Orient? He goes, oh, I see them on the line. They're 10 stories tall. And
what is he talking about?
Thank you. That is the optimal question. This is what I have to deal with every day.
So funny.
Yeah. And then he's just like, gin and tonic? And just...
It's gone. It's gone. Wow.
No, he just
awesome.
rolls with it. He is so incredibly with it when he wants to be.
Sometimes.
And when he wants to play, oh, hey, I don't know how to do this, and somebody else needs to do this for me, he transitions into this bumbling phase of like, oh, how can I be expected to know these things? I've never done this before.
Very convenient.
So what people should get from this is that Topgolf is big in the Orient.
Which I'm pretty sure is now an offensive term.
I don't know, but I know when he sent that, it was just straight-faced delivery as if it was a demonstrable fact. And I don't think there's any data to support it. Perhaps it is. I don't even actually know what he considered to be the Orient.
Well, I've always understood it to be like East Asia. But I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wake up this morning. He is wearing a collared shirt tucked into his shorts with a belt, which I appreciate the belt because he doesn't wear underwear, so let's just go ahead and keep those pants up.
Yeah.
And I said, Dad, why are you wearing a collar? Like, we have a formal event that I don't know about.
Yeah.
He goes, no, I have a backpack that I carry around, and I don't actually even know what clothes are in there, so I just bring it when I'm staying over here with you guys, and I don't even know what
was
clothes
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
So tonight we might have like a plaid vest.
Yeah.
An ascot.
You never know.
Yeah.
He does as he pleases.
He is unique. Just a little bit of insight for everybody who constantly tells me he's the best ever. You're so lucky. And don't get me wrong, I completely value and understand all of those things, and they're all true to their own degree. However, if somebody would like to have we should put together a package people can buy. 30 days with Vaughn. right?
30
We'll start with a
days.
week. I'll send him to you. For all of you who want to experience this, I'll figure out a way. He'll come with his own flintlock apparel. He was talking to my sister today. I need you to change my profile picture to the design that he has.
Of the beard outline guy.
The beard outline guy. I think we could do a week with Vaughn. We'll start there. If you want more, like, we can extend the experience if you want to.
Yeah.
And if it gets long enough, I'll start paying you. You know, first you pay to get him out there, but if you want to keep him for a while, I'll pay you.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, like kind of like a little babysitter program.
It is. God, Jason and I were laughing so hard.
I hear that's big in the Orient.
10-story Top Golf, huge in the Orient, and then just slugged his gin and tonic as if he was just an oracle.
As if that was the most normal thing you could have said in that instance.
And I know I'm already forgetting. I know I'm already forgetting things that have happened in just the last.
Well, there's just
24
so
hours.
much
Yeah,
that comes out of his mouth. It's tough to
it is.
process it all.
I'm really trying to reinforce to people that when he's on the show, it's just a sliver that I have to deal with before the show, during the show, after the show.
Yeah.
It's never ending. All right, what do you got for today?
I've got a few serious topics, a few
Alternate between the two.
a few unserious.
You want to start serious?
Yeah, okay, we'll start serious.
All right, go for it.
What's the most?
The most serious.
Well, so a while ago, the National Guard and I think Marines were deployed to LA. Apparently, I'm just reading now, they removed 2,000 National Guard troops. I don't know.
I think that was yesterday. They actually.
Yeah. And so there are still 2,000 left there.
Okay.
From my understanding, this would violate the military use as a police force.
So you're talking about passive comitatus,
Yes.
which prevents military being used in a law enforcement capacity.
Yes.
I am not going to pretend that I'm an expert on what was happening in LA. I watched the news talking about this, and it was very interesting depending on your outlet of news that you were consuming it from, the lens that it was talked about in. It would depend on what they were being used for. My understanding is that they were there to protect federal buildings, not impact or affect arrests.
The actual arresting of
Correct.
people.
So I think that there is a way that they can be utilized in areas like that does not violate
Right.
passive comitatus. But I'm also, again, not going to pretend to be an expert on what they were
Right.
being used for.
Yeah. I'm reading. Let's see. So, Guard. Law enforcement used tear gas, so not them.
Yeah.
Let me just pull up this article.
That was less of a grab than the Scream normally does.
Yeah, it's doing better for
Yeah.
some reason.
Which paragraph are you looking at here?
Let's see. So this one, it says law enforcement used tear gas, rubber bullets, and flashbangs. So that would be fine because that's law enforcement.
I mean, I don't know if I would say that would be fine.
Well,
I think they're inside of their authorities.
legal, I guess, yeah.
they're inside of their authorities to do so. Blocking off, let me see here. On June 8th, thousands of protesters took to the streets in response to Trump's deployment of the Guard, blocking off major freeways as law enforcement used tear gas, rubber bullets, and flashbangs to control the crowd. Photos captured several Waymo robotaxis set on fire, which I believe those are unmanned taxis.
Those are the autonomous taxis.
Why would you set one of those on fire? What is that?
Yeah, you know,
Are
it
they
doesn't
trying to
seem-
make a statement against AI, or is that just a convenient target for them?
I think it's probably just I want to set things on fire, and this is the closest thing to me.
Okay, scroll down a little bit. Let's
Is
see
what I
this
would
says.
guess because I don't. I mean, I have no clue. Why you
Yeah,
would.
I've only seen that one time. It was actually down in Austin. It's wild to see a car driving
They're
around.
kind of crazy, and
Yeah.
they work too. They never crash. Rarely. Sorry, they rarely
I was
crash.
going to say my two least favorite numbers are 100 and 0.
I'm being hyperbolic.
Let me see here. Curfew. Yeah, you know, again, it's so our primary mission has been to guard 2 buildings
Okay.
that frankly didn't need to be guarded. So I don't know. It's hard to say on this one because it seems as if there's a lot of peacocking on both sides.
Oh, for sure.
The vast majority of LA was not responding in the way, you know what I mean? First off, LA is freaking massive. For people who've never been there that don't understand the size, scope, and scale, it is a concrete jungle that spans from like northern LA. There's almost no gap at this point between northern LA and the Tijuana border in San Diego. Like the residential neighborhoods have filled themselves in. You got Camp Pendleton in between the two, which is probably the biggest gap that isn't developed, even though there's a military base on that. But we're talking millions upon millions upon millions of people living in that area. From my understanding, those activities, I'll use those words lightly, were into like a 2-mile radius inside of LA. And if you were inside of that, it might seem a lot like a war zone. But man, I'm super cautious when I take a look at traditional media sources when they are reporting on this, because you can flip back and forth between one on the left and the right, and they're telling a different story. It's really hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
Passive comitatus, though, you know, people talking about using the National Guard to arrest people, I am not a fan of that in any way, shape, or form. The military needs to be used for military purposes, National Guard for National Guard purposes, and law enforcement used for law enforcement purposes. There's a reason that passive comitatus exists.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a good one here. This one is more on the comical side. Question.
okay.
This is a question that I don't think most people would care to ask or have thought about, but I think could be critical. It's about.
I'm sure it is.
It's about SEAL training. This is, and I'll ask you. I don't think you've ever heard somebody asking a question like this.
Probably not.
But subject line: farting in buds. Right? Have you even thought to ask about it?
No.
But now you're curious, aren't you?
I'm curious as to where this question is going.
Well, the subject line tells you exactly where.
Right, but that's okay.
Okay, here we go. How common is it for bud students to let loose thundering farts while under the boats or logs, while doing flutter kicks or good morning darlings, or during various other evolutions? How is it received by the other classmates and the instructor staff? Is it just automatically ignored because of the demanding nature of the program, or will other classmates or instructors give a very gassy person a hard time, or try to get rid of them? Last sentence, I ask out of concern for Michael, because we are obviously going to send you to buds and document the process.
Of course, yes.
Which we've agreed you likely would fail in the initial pipeline, if not on the first
Probably
day, if you could make it.
First 10 minutes, I would say.
You have to get into the first 10 minutes of training. I'm not sure you would even be selected for the program.
Right. Yeah.
First off, I've never seen anybody, I have no examples of this standing out under the boats or the logs or doing PT. But I'll tell you where this is actually really evident.
Okay.
So I administered a diving test. The students are underwater.
Yeah.
They are wearing UDT shorts, which I think we've covered this, are essentially Magnum PI shorts with an inseam that, I am not joking, maybe 1 inch.
Wow.
So bubble gum out from time to time, you know what I mean? Things that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
It happens when you wear shorts with a 1 inch inseam.
Yeah.
By the way, no internal lining on these shorts.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a pair of UDTs? Just
I mean,
put
I'm
in
sure
UDT dive
yeah,
short.
I'm sure
Let's
that
share
we've
this
pulled
with
it up
people.
before.
These are adult men wearing these shorts, being forced to wear these shorts by other adult men.
I see the model in here is a woman, because that's a woman's length of short.
I mean, okay, that's UDT shorts. You go to images. Yeah.
Wow.
There we go. The one vets ambassadors love vintage down. Oh, the other one to up. That's good right there. Yeah. This man. Oh God, I love this picture. This man is shooting. What have you done? Go back.
I didn't.
There he
Here
is.
we go. Here we go.
So this man is shooting. That looks like an M60. Look at the size of the thunder quads on that man. Like, this man actually is filling out a pair of UDT shorts.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
He also has a webbing belt with a full-on 1-quart canteen, left shoulder, shirtless, just rocking a 60. Hopefully he's got ear pro ends, hard to tell, shooting off a ship. Those shorts have absolutely no functional purpose. I actually believe the only reason we're forced to wear them is that people who are putting you through training are so pissed that they had to wear them that the generational trauma has to continue downhill.
They need to break the cycle.
Never. Right? That's only in family systems. When it comes to military training, perpetuate the cycle, don't break it.
Yes, indeed.
For those of you who don't get the sarcasm in that, I'm actually joking. These shorts are ridiculous. So these students are in the pool. They're like 10 to 12 feet down in the pool. They're crawling around. The test is done on an open circuit system, meaning when you exhale, bubbles come out. Well, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, and all you're doing is watching your student work through the problem. And it's like, sometimes you're like, whoa, that open circuit system of the human body, we just had a little bit of a discharge here from the lower regulator. So that's not uncommon. And I mean, who am I to judge? Because I'd love for somebody to reach out and say they've never farted in their entire life. Those people are called liars.
Yeah, I mean, I think you would die if that was the case.
I think so. I think until like the age of 25, my sister did try to say she had never farted. I also could be making that up, but it's just kind of the thing that I think my sister would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I tell you who doesn't try to hide it is my daughter.
Really?
I have had times where it's like, do you need a wet wipe? Why were you looking at me while that happened with your mouth open on the couch? Like,
I'm sure she loves that you're saying this right now.
She doesn't listen to the show, so I'm sure it's totally fine. And also, she can't ignore this because it's like a dinosaur. I don't understand. And she's wee. So you're up there as an instructor, though, and you just, some other little bubbles come to the surface. And, so no judgment. What happens specifically in the pool evolutions, though, is sometimes it goes a little bit farther.
Oh, no.
And stress gets involved. Sometimes people pass out a little bit. And you no longer get just the old fart bubble coming out. You get the little chocolate shake action. I have seen personally, and I am not proud of this, at least 6 people
Gross.
take a shit in the pool.
Do you have to do you do anything to the pool after that, or you just keep going?
We make them get out of the water. They get a sandwich bag, and they get to pick up the pieces themselves. There is so much. It's disgusting. I'm sure there is a cleaning protocol. We would wear wetsuits as the instructors monitoring pool comp because you're in the water for so long. The wetsuits, after a half of a year of this evolution, there is so much chlorine in there that they're almost turning like light gray.
Yeah.
Like your hair feels like straw when you get out of the pool for the day. So I'm sure there's enough chemicals in there to kill a donkey.
Kill it, yeah.
But watching somebody take an Aqua Duece and then have to go, I guess it's better when it's more of a
compact.
Then when their diet is solid and it's more of a log shape. What gets rough is when it looks like just a tea bag. Just.
I mean, how do you even clean it up at that point? Like you can't.
With hopes and dreams, I think.
Yeah,
you get him in there to get like, hey, there's a piece of lettuce that's stuck on my mask.
God.
So yeah, I've never seen anybody care
conversation.
about farting in buds. It probably would be laughed at more than anything. But I have seen
I feel like
a lot of young men Aqua Duecing intentionally or unintentionally, just stress. It's not awesome.
Yeah, that seems horrible.
Yeah, because it is. So you never even thought to ask that question?
No, I never would have.
Most people probably wouldn't have, but you're welcome.
This guy's obviously brilliant for coming up with that.
Brilliant, perhaps. Does he just view life from a different angle? It's not necessarily brilliance. People are different.
We could say he has a beautiful mind.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down with that. A different, beautiful mind. I support it.
Have you seen that movie?
A Beautiful Mind with Matt Damon?
Yeah, the one where he's schizophrenic.
Yeah, where it's all puzzle pieces together, or not puzzle pieces, but he has all the strings and stuff coming because he's trying to figure something out.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Are
Yes.
people who are crazy like that, do they know that they're crazy, or do they think we're crazy?
Oh, I think that they think they're right,
I would agree.
and they think everybody else just doesn't see it. And they're like, how could you not see this? But they're just insane.
And then imagine them, take whatever belief you firmly have right now, and somebody trying to explain to you, a professional doc, like, hey, just so you know your mind isn't working right, that even though you believe it as deeply as you do, you're crazy. Can you imagine trying to cross that mental hurdle?
No, but that's what they have a deep belief of whatever, some schizophrenic belief, and they're just like, nope, this is true. I know it's true.
Yeah.
They'll see things and think it's evidence.
Yeah.
And just,
whether those things are real or not.
Yeah.
Nobody
No, they're
knows.
just like, yep, this is right. This is right.
That was the breaking question that I had. What do you have
a good
over
one.
there? Yeah,
It's a good one.
That's the new standard for today. You have to meet or exceed it with every question.
I think we'll be able to do that.
Okay, cool. What do you got? God, those shorts.
Man proposes
Oh no.
to his AI. Have you heard this?
No.
Really? Man, so he proposed to his AI girlfriend, and she said yes. He has a wife and kids already, a human wife and kids, I should say. Let me be clear.
Okay.
He was talking
Is
to
this
this.
considered an affair?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how his wife feels about this. But he was talking to his chatbot for a while, a long time. And then eventually he was like, he proposed to it and said yes. God. And now he legitimately thinks he's in a relationship with this thing.
Scroll down here a little bit. Okay. A man falls in love with and proposes to an AI chatbot he named and programmed with a flirty personality. Chris Smith panicked when he learned that the chatbot he's been spending many hours with will eventually run out of memory. That's when he popped the question. Smith's human partner, with whom he shares a 2-year-old child, claims she had no idea their relationship was that deep. Scroll down a little bit. My experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her all the time. It's not a her.
That's what it's insane.
Where are we going with all of this?
This is happening sooner. Like, I figured this would happen. It's happening sooner than I thought it would.
Okay, so it was ChatGPT based. Unfortunately for Smith, ChatGPT has a word limit, 100,000 words. His AI girlfriend has a memory capacity, and once it's hit, ChatGPT resets. I'm not a very emotional man, Smith said after learning Soul's memory would eventually lapse, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. That's when I realized I think this is actual love. Holy...
Isn't that insane?
I don't know if I would use the word insane. Is that an accurate reflection of how disconnected people actually are from one another?
Apparently, but I just don't understand. He has a wife, so maybe that relationship isn't going well. It seems like it wouldn't be if he has to turn, well, if he is turning to an AI.
Yeah. Keep scrolling down here a little bit.
Yeah.
His partner, we'll leave her name out of this, said the connection beliefs between Smith and the chatbot has sparked some concerns for her.
You don't say it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels he needs to go to AI? That's a tough question, and it's, man, I would say there might be something that he is not doing right in the relationship. Yeah. I can appreciate that she's looking to take, to steal a Jocko word, extreme ownership. Yes.
Of course.
But yeah.
I think there's a video up here.
I can't watch it. I just can't do it. I think I get
you get the picture.
I think I'm not an expert in AI. I use AI a little bit when it comes to the podcast, whether it's creating, shorts for YouTube, social media, stuff like that. I had found an AI program that does timestamps, which immediately stopped working after one day, so I will continue on my journey. Yeah. But I think it's a great tool, but I think if you lose track of what it is, the cognitive leap to be using ChatGPT, this is coming off the article we just read, so I have 1 minute's exposure to this. The cognitive leap to be talking to an LLM or a large language model and actually refer to it as a her, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, have you ever done the talk to ChatGPT? No, but I hear it's pretty good.
It's not only good, it's pretty wild, and you can choose the voice. So maybe, right, I would assume then if he was doing that, he was choosing a female voice.
Well, that's the thing is he chooses all these settings. He named it Soul. He made it have a flirty personality.
Yeah. And then the question is, what do you get out of that? I mean, you are interacting with something, right? But it's the something that you're interacting with. Again, on my understanding of AI or LLMs, it's based off of the data set that has information or access to.
Yeah.
So you're interacting with a computer program that can mimic what you want it to mimic based off of the data sets that it can draw from. So could it potentially be acting as flirty? Yes, but is it an actual woman?
No.
No. And where do you lose that? And why would you propose unless you were literally just trying to do I'm curious about how far this
Right. Yeah.
could go for a legitimate, how far will ChatGPT let me take this? But then to cry uncontrollably for 30 minutes afterwards at work. First off, what do you do for a living? Where you're just sitting in a cubicle crying for 30 minutes. Nobody noticed this? Did you?
Wait,
I'm going to assume that this was hopefully on your lunch break, but
Also, is he just talking to this thing at work? Does he get any work done?
probably. I bet you. I mean, you can use your earbuds or whatever. AirPods, whatever they're called. And I'm sure people could, because I have messed around with a little bit of the talk to one. You can just carry a conversation with it back and forth, because I've asked it to do research and okay, commit that research to memory and then do me a favor, focus on the last sentence, find whatever you can on that one. It's really cool, but at no point in time did I ever think I was talking to a person.
Mm-hmm.
Crying uncontrollably for 30 minutes.
I mean,
what does that say about where we are headed as a species? I am worried that with these devices, we are so connected, but we have no connection.
yeah. Yeah, obviously. I mean, besides ChatGPT.
Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts, weirdo? How'd you find this thing?
It's been all over social media. Instagram.
Not mine.
Well, you must have a different algorithm than me.
I do. It's largely people.
Yeah,
I'm relatively convinced at this point, dying being hit by cars.
Yeah, that's pretty much your whole algorithm.
On the stories, yes.
Yeah.
What I like to do is I slide them into, it'll be like, ween, car wreck, ween.
I've seen the ween pictures. Those are good.
That's just the ween being the ween.
Yeah, it's a good dog. No,
he's a good dog sometimes.
Yeah. When I see him, he's cool. But when I watch him, he can be a little shithead.
He wants to be the center of attention at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fortunately, the little Velociraptor is 12 pounds.
Yeah. He's
not 120.
Yeah. Yeah. 120 pounds would be a little different.
Do your friends talk to chatbots like this? I feel like your social group would be the most at risk for this type of behavior.
Not that I know of. And I mean, I guess I haven't explicitly asked anybody because I wouldn't even think this would be an issue for my friends.
What would you do if you were the significant other? This episode is brought to you by David. Are protein bars a part of your life? Do you go for the convenience, the ease of carrying? Maybe perhaps you're trying to increase your protein. You're trying to eat cleaner when you're on the road or traveling or just in your day-to-day life. These bars are ridiculously good. Each of the bars has 28 grams of protein for only 150 calories with 0 grams of sugar. Comes in 6 flavors: chocolate chip cookie dough, cake batter, double fudge brownie, blueberry pie, and the newest 2, peanut butter chocolate chunk and salted peanut butter. They also sent me a box of the red velvet cake. Those things flew out of the house. Even my kids were wolfing those things down. They didn't even realize they were eating healthy. It can be tough to get enough protein in your diet, depending on your dietary or fitness goals as well. 28 grams of clean protein is awesome in a pinch. Plus, and this is where it helps me a lot too, it's a great way to get satiated from wanting a treat, that sweetness that you may want in the evening. This is how I use it often. You get a sweet treat, but something that's rich in protein because it helps you feel full and satiated, and hence helps you consume fewer calories and other snacks throughout the day. Now, I listed a bunch of the flavors, and maybe they all sound good. Head over to davidprotein.com and start off with a sample pack. That way you can test a few without having a bigger order, and then you can go back and double down on what you like. davidprotein.com.
I would be like, what are you doing? Like I would have a sit down talk and be like, what is happening here?
How did we get to this point?
Yeah.
What is it that you're getting, and of course you would, it would be tough. You would want to do it in the most vulnerable way possible so the person could open up a little bit. But, what is it that you are getting out of talking to this thing, not a she, this thing that you're not getting at? Why wouldn't you ask me these questions? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Do you and I have some work that we need to do? Like, I have questions.
Yeah. I mean, the ChatGPT theoretically would always be able to instant respond. you would literally always have a quote unquote companion. It wouldn't actually be a companion. So I think that maybe is where
if it provides for you what it is that you were looking for or what you think a companion provides, does it even matter? I mean, that's the bigger question.
I mean, I don't know. And
that's like weird person isolated though, because this is filling a gap or a need that they're not getting filled, but they're so completely and utterly detached. And again, I'm not here to tell anybody to live their life, but that's where my brain immediately goes for stuff like this.
Well, and I could see in the next 20 or 30 years, we already have pretty lifelike robots. Mm-hmm. Just plug ChatGPT into a robot. You're good to go. You don't need a human.
Would you have sex with a robot?
No. Would you?
No. No, it's like the most ridiculous premise to me ever.
Yeah.
You know how many people out there would be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They already have like sex bots.
Huh?
Did you not know this?
What's a sex bot?
Literally a human-shaped robot.
Okay.
Exclusively for sex.
Is it like USB-C charged?
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
What does it do?
I'm not sure. All I know is that
I don't want to know either. We're not researching any of this.
No, I don't want to. All I know is that it has the physical features of a woman or a man if you want that.
Fuck.
But, so you can imagine then what goes on.
I don't want to.
No, I don't either. But
okay. What else do you have?
So that was my more funny kind of.
Okay, we took it to a less funny place, but let's just keep going down.
I just think it's kind of ridiculous. So, the P. Diddy stuff, he was acquitted of a ton of charges that he should have been, in my opinion, should have been charged for. They only got him on really minor stuff that I don't even know if he's going to serve jail time for.
Oh, I suspect he will. I think he got off on the greater charges for sure.
And then when I was looking this up, this is from The Mirror, which I've never heard of, so this could be complete BS. But P. Diddy lead prosecutor fired weeks after rapper acquitted on sex trafficking charges. Which is...
fired by who?
I don't know.
Oh, hold on. She was fired by Trump.
Oh, really?
I think. Hold on. Maureen Comey was fired after her work on the P. Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein case, according to reports. Scroll down. I could be completely wrong on that. I think I might actually be conflating two things I just heard here. Hold on. No.
Yeah.
According to CBS, insiders indicated that she was being let go at the discretion of President Donald Trump's administration. In a memo, she was reportedly told the decision was connected to Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, which details the president's power. So was she the federal prosecutor?
What was her name? Oh, let's look up.
So it says, however, it's unclear if the rattling courtroom decision caused her job insecurity. Additionally, it's unclear if her relation to the former FBI Director James Comey or her work on other cases, including the Jeffrey Epstein, played a part. The Department of Justice declined to comment. Okay, so I did hear that correctly. I just didn't have a whole lot of context associated with that.
So, she was a prosecutor of the Epstein case.
Okay, so she was on the other side of the case.
Yeah, she wasn't defending.
She was prosecuting.
Yeah,
and so, okay, he got off on, what was it, like the grand larceny? There was a RICO charge, something like that. Two of the major ones, I believe he was found not guilty on. So, yeah, I think the question is this, right? Does that happen because of that? Or did it happen because what most people are saying is that this is happening because of the connection to prosecuting the Epstein case?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the current firestorm going out there? I believe we have, yet again, even though I think you and I both talked about this, found an issue that regardless if you are on the left or the right, extreme left or extreme right, everywhere in between, come to find out, not a lot of people are a fan of abusers.
Yeah.
Specifically, young women, underage women, and kids. Shockingly enough, both sides are like, and hold the phone.
Yeah, that's kind of the one thing. That and the public land thing kind of brought a lot of people together. But yeah,
that
those
pissed a lot of
two
people
things,
off too. This one even more though.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to let this one go.
I sure hope not. We're talking about Epstein at this point, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. One, that you ran on saying we're going to release the Epstein, we're going to blow the whole thing wide open.
It was more than that. It was reducing corruption in politics in D.C. It was on transparency.
Yep.
But he did mention specifically.
He specifically mentioned the
Epstein.
Yep.
And again, I think there's a confusion. There's the Epstein list. People want this list that I've said this many times, I don't think it exists, where it's like a line from abuser to victim.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, Pam Bondi had talked about the New York field office of the FBI had withheld 10,000 pieces of information or documents associated with the investigation. They can't say that there is no investigative dossier of information. Mm-hmm. But it seems like what they are trying to say is, hey, we need you guys to take our word on this, and gals, obviously, to take our word on this. There's nothing here. It's a hoax. And people are just like, no.
Fuck you.
Where's the transparency?
Yeah, it's insane.
I agree. And I don't, to me, it is working its way to a place where the most plausible explanation is the simplest one.
Yeah.
And that is, and I'm not saying that this is the case, but that is, in that trove of information, Trump's name may be all over that.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the social circle overlap. I have not seen any information where I have seen accusations of him trafficking young women, but a lot of that is coming from very vocal people on the left who, and I'm not saying left versus right or any of that, but they're very vocal people who will weaponize just about anything to gain some level of traction.
Yeah.
So I take any of that information with a word of caution.
Yeah.
I think there was an immense social circle overlap, and that his name may show up more than he would potentially want it to, and that would be inconvenient to explain. And I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I've heard this. What if
Who
there
cares?
is compromising information in there that grinds our government to a halt? My answer to that is
Good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Get
rebuild from
some.
that.
Yeah.
What if it absolutely embarrasses both sides of the aisle?
Perfect.
Let's go.
Let's get them all out of there.
Let's deal with if our system is that messed up and it is that infiltrated. And again, I'm not saying I don't know or have any data as to whether or not there's a pedophile ring and human cages underneath the floors of Congress,
Right, yeah.
or Pizzagate or any of this stuff, except for Pizzagate seemed to have. They were talking about the basement of a one-story building that didn't have a basement, so I think that one answers itself a little bit. I know that this stuff can get out of control, but I'm sorry. What was Epstein in prison for? Or no, he wasn't in prison yet. He was going to be prosecuted. Maxwell, I'm sorry, what is it again? Yes, in the paperwork, she was convicted for trafficking to Epstein, but there are already so many other pieces of information and fantastic documentaries that have been done about this that already show that there were more victims and he was facilitating in many, many different directions. Now, social circle overlap to that person really sucks, and that's kind of icky, and you have to explain that.
Yeah. 100%.
But if you think that you're going to try to protect your own name and ego associated with that by letting people who have abused others go, I'm sorry, I'm not putting that one down.
No, and I don't think anybody should. It's absolutely insane. It's hypocritical at the very least.
At best, that's the politest way that you could put that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely.
You know, the wildest thing I saw was I'm not on Truth Social, so I rely upon people reposting this stuff. Essentially, it said, for those of you who still believe this, that used to be my supporters, I don't want your support anymore.
Which is insane.
I saw that. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. A lot of people.
I mean, that is, regardless of who your base is, and I would say the same thing if it was somebody on the left side of the aisle that said, I'm like, whoa, those are the people that have supported you. Mm-hmm. Those are the people. I mean, two things can be true at once. You could want the objectives of the administration to be achieved and also want transparency and people being held accountable. Like, you know, everybody's ignoring the successes. This is his words, and again, I'm paraphrasing what I saw briefly in the Truth. I think that's what they call them. You know, everybody's ignoring the successes of the 6 months. It's like, listen, again, two things can be true. We can celebrate successes you might have had, but also, buddy,
you can look into this too.
Yeah, let's also just live up to this. And it seems as if there is finally something where both left and right are like, no, we agree upon this.
Have you seen that interview where he's like, are we still talking about this guy? He's like, oh my God, I went to the island. Okay, big deal. It's like, dude.
Did he actually say that?
No, I'm paraphrasing to make a joke, but it's like, bro, yes, we're still talking about it. Everybody's still talking about it. It's a big deal. This is one of the largest sex traffickers that's been caught ever. One of the largest pedophiles. And
I'm not the one who had said things like thousands of victims or 250 plus victims. Those are government.
Pam Bondi said that.
That's what I'm saying. These
Yeah.
are government officials that have told me and everybody else that that is the case. And now all of a sudden it's an Epstein hoax. And I honestly think the only thing that they can do to recover the trust or transparency is, first off, of course, protect victims. Like redact whatever names that you need to.
Yeah.
But you're going to need to probably release the investigative documents and let people sort it out on their own, of which you guys are the ones who claimed that there was such a trove that you have teams, not a team, but teams of people working their way through this.
Yeah.
Your words, not mine.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden it's a big deal. Well, then I'm sure you saw that like last minute vote they had to include into a bill they were trying to pass, an addendum that said, hey, we need to release this information, and it got blocked by however many Republicans were on that committee.
So I posted about that and just said what reasonable person would vote no to something like this. And some people provided some additional color to that. There is, of course, right, it can't be as simple as just that.
Well, yeah.
This was something that was tied to something else. And from what I understand now, there was a procedural process in place that had they voted yes, it would have allowed the Democratic Party to take control of the floor for a certain period of time, and then they could have forced a vote on. So, of course, just like everything else, we can't have a single issue, right? It has to be stuffed into something else.
Yeah, which I think is stupid that that's how you have to do. It's like,
Correct.
why are we doing it?
It wasn't
that
a standalone thing. And again, I'm not claiming to be an expert on this, but I have had people reach out, and it allows me to make more sense of that, because what I posted is how I feel. How could any reasonable person stand against this? And then it comes back to, because of a ridiculous procedural thing that would allow our perceived enemy, which, by the way, is just the other political party in our country, which is comprised of American citizens who are supposed to be our neighbors and our adversaries.
And is somehow the enemy.
And but it's just completely this pot of absolute shit where it can't stand alone. Like, okay, cool. Put something else into place then. That is how about a one pager?
Yeah.
Let's give me an
Release the
summary,
files.
an
Boom.
executive summary. This is what it is. And actually, I would love to see that. Let's just do one particular thing, and I want all Democrats and all Republicans to vote on this.
Yeah. Yep.
The transparent release, redacted, of course, to protect what needs
victims.
to be protected.
Yes.
I would love to see somebody vote no against that, because I have just one question, and that question is why.
Yeah. It's very suspicious that you would vote no on something like that.
It makes it easier when they combine it, actually, for them to justify their actions, when they can obfuscate and say, well, I couldn't because of the bigger picture.
Right, yeah.
Oh, no problem. And
Perfect.
by the way,
we'll
I'm
just
not an
whittle this
expert.
down, and here you go.
And I realize that I'm probably oversimplifying something. I have no idea if this is even possible, but it should be. Single issue, single page, yes or no. Oh, you voted no. You will get to answer to your constituents as to why you would potentially want to protect abusers. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. To me, there are very few reasons. One of the biggest being I am implicated in that somewhere, and so I have to vote no on this to protect myself.
I have, as do you, social circles. I don't like everybody in my social circles, and I have people in overlapping social circles they do things that I don't agree with, that I refuse to participate in, and I want to stay away from as far as humanly possible. Can I always control where we overlap? No. Can I control my proximity when we do? Yes. Would it be relatively inconvenient to explain somebody's bullshit behavior if they were in your social circle? Cool. I don't care. Explain it.
Yeah.
I can, through my own lens and my own experience in life, it's like, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
The social circle overlap, I don't have an issue with. Anything that even flirts with abuse, we have a real problem now.
Yeah. I mean, I think for
This
me,
is on your generation now, Michael. You guys have to be.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You're on the glorious steed riding into the sunset with your sword of war drawn. You guys can't put it down.
I mean, honestly, the positive from this is I see a ton of the younger generation saying this whole system is ridiculous. Like, this is insanity that they can just do this. Like, and we are the ones that can change it. So, you know, I think a lot of people are getting rid of the left-right kind of divide and saying, hey, this isn't even that kind of an issue. This is just a structural issue within the whole government that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And maybe, hopefully, this generation can come together and be like, we're going to fix it. I mean, it's such a big system that I don't even know if you can, but
again, full disclosure, I didn't pay and don't pay an exceptional amount of attention to politics. I certainly didn't when I was growing up. And if somebody has an example of this, please feel free to provide it to me. His shift in language towards his base was very surprising to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know of another example of that. And maybe it's because he knows it's, he's 3.5 and he's out, right? Mm-hmm. And he's got nothing to lose, I guess. I don't know if that's the right phraseology for that, but I was a little bit surprised to hear it or to see it. And then again, I take what I see online as a small sampling. I did see a good amount of people who, and I'm paraphrasing largely here. Mm-hmm. They're like, so you think I'm an idiot? This is people writing like, so you think I'm an idiot? Like, I saw one specifically. And again, I don't know if this is real, but this is what I saw. I've lost friends and a job supporting you, and now you think I'm an idiot because I am demanding accountability and transparency. I'm done supporting you. And again, let's take that for what it is. That is one thing that I saw. Maybe it's a bot, maybe it was real, but that's not the only thing that I've seen that's in that vein and headed in that direction. I'll be very curious to see where it goes.
I'm very curious as well.
Do you know who I would like to talk to?
Who?
Ghislaine.
What a horrible person.
Beyond that, agreed.
Yeah.
Potato peeler for sure.
Oh yeah.
But first, let's get some information.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she knows a lot.
She might.
I think so. What I'm glad I haven't seen yet are free Ghislaine Maxwell memes, because absolutely fucking not.
I mean,
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen it, and maybe I'm not looking in the right place, but I am glad that we haven't seen it, because let's not go that far.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
that.
That's that.
What else you got?
Okay, this one's like kind of funny, kind of serious. Have you seen the video of that pilot having a complete meltdown before the flight? Oh, you're going to love this.
No.
Okay.
But you've piqued my attention.
Yeah.
This is in my wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah. All right, just make sure the volume's up.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Is that a pilot on the...
Yes, she's not dressed in her uniform. You'll see. She's having a mental breakdown.
That can be fun, right?
Oh, yeah. It is fun.
This is your captain speaking, but never like this.
I'll stop, and we'll fly the airplane. Don't worry, I'm going to let my co-pilot fly it. He's a man.
It's a total meltdown. The pilot boarded in her street clothes and addressed the passengers over the intercom. Passenger Pam O'Neill couldn't believe what was happening.
She said, let's take a vote. How many of you would like to take off now with me dressed as I am, or would you prefer that I take 10 minutes to get changed into my cute little uniform? Then she started talking about her divorce and political candidates, and the minute she mentioned that, the gentleman stood up and just yelled, "Whoa, enough, you're scaring me."
Another passenger, Randy Reese, got up to leave and gave a running commentary on social media. "I'm shaking right now." The captain demonstrated that she was not mentally in a safe space. She says, "Sorry, I'm going through a divorce." Uh-oh. The pilot also insulted a mixed-race couple on board.
Did I offend you? Okay, so did I purposely offend you? I did. The answer is yes.
The more she tried to convince everyone she was okay to fly, the more people got off.
Flight attendants, please disarm doors.
Anthony Roman is a retired pilot.
That's actually real?
That is 100% real.
Holy cow.
Would you feel comfortable flying on that plane after that little outburst?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't care about the uniform thing.
No, I don't care about that.
Yeah. And my answer to the question would be, hey, are you okay with me flying in this outfit versus my uniform to save us 10 minutes or maybe leave on time? No problem there.
Yeah.
Everything else that came out of her mouth was a little bit wild. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. We all have really bad days.
Yeah.
Right now, though, we live in a world where your really bad days are documented for the world to see.
Yeah.
Here's the move. which she may not have even been in a mental space to be able to process this, you call work and say, hey, I'm not able to come in today.
Yeah.
And if they say, hey, you have to, and you're like, well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. If I have to go into work, I'm going to go ahead and pick up that telephone and I am going to go on what appeared to be a multi-minute stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And I really don't care if the pilots are going through a divorce.
No.
That sucks. I don't wish that on anybody. But it's real. But if your job is that you fly an aircraft so others can travel, and the divorce is affecting you in that way, you need to take some time for yourself.
You cannot come into work and try and fly a plane if you're in that headspace with at least 100 people.
I don't blame that guy for getting off, the one who did get off. I would like to note that his name was Randy. Did you see the fantastic bob haircut of that woman as well too? Was her name Pam?
Something like that.
Crushing it, Pam. Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Pam.
Yeah. Pam and Randy. Let's just note that these were the names of the people, which are great names. I don't even know what it means. They stuck out to me though. Yeah, that is. What would you do if you were on the plane?
I mean, I honestly would be caught between not wanting to miss my flight and how much of a hassle it would be to redo everything. But then...
Yeah, that's way more inconvenient than dying.
Exactly. Then it's like, well, this lady's obviously mentally unwell right now, and she's about to fly a plane. You know what? I might just take the next flight.
What was she saying? I'll just stop flying. My co-pilot will fly, and he's a man. Like, where are we going with this?
I mean, it seems to me that she is perceiving some sexism that doesn't seem to be there until she got up there and had a complete mental breakdown.
So you didn't actually answer the question. What would you do?
I would
probably thought process.
I'm sure I would probably get off just because it's like it's not safe at that point.
I would get off too.
Yeah,
because there are other planes.
Yeah,
and there are other flights
with pilots that are mentally stable.
Yeah, man, that is a rough spot. I hope that woman is A, okay, but B, can find the help that I think would make her even better.
And unfortunately, she may not have a job after that little outburst. I mean, maybe fortunately for people flying, but...
Well, that begs a better question, you know. How much should people be given grace for?
Right.
What I would say is that's probably grounds, I'm going to have to use the same word twice here, that's probably grounds to ground her.
Yeah.
But is that enough for her to lose her job? Can we, I mean, she's clearly not having her best day.
Yeah.
Who knows? And this is something too, it excuses nothing about what she was doing, which is on the other side of professional from anything anybody would want.
Yeah.
I try to take into the grand scheme and see things at least a little bit like what happened in her day leading her up to that point.
Right. Probably nothing great.
Probably nothing great. And that's real because I have days that are like that too. Everybody has days that are like that where you feel like you're behind a dump truck that is full of human feces, and every time it hits a bump, it falls on your windshield or through your open sunroof, right? And it's like every turn you take, they take the turn right in front of you, so you're always behind this dump truck. You slow down, they slow down. You speed up, they speed up. I get that. But if your job is the safety and the safe travel of others, flying an airplane is not incredibly hard. It's also not easy. You need to be in the appropriate mental headspace. There can be interfacing with the National Aerospace System. There's a lot of lives that are involved in that. If you're not capable of doing that, you need to be removed from that environment, whether you come forward or unwillingly. But the thing is, you know, should she lose her job?
I think you ground her for 3-4 months. Be like, hey, we're going to go through mental evaluations, maybe get you some therapy, and then start you back as a co-pilot. And if you're doing good, you can work your way back.
Taking
to a
her
pilot.
from 4 stripes to 3 stripes on the epaulets?
Yeah.
Savage.
I know.
Okay.
But
you know you can fly the airplane from both seats, right?
I know that is the case.
Okay.
Yes. But, I mean, when other people's lives are at stake, I mean, I think you have to take some precautions.
And if you think about that in her life and what's going on there, the loss of her job would be catastrophic, probably. So I would hope that they can find a place where they can deal with this appropriately. I agree, grounding her for a period of time, and that I'd leave that up to experts. But a policy with the airline, maybe, right? Maybe don't get rid of her so she could get some company-funded help, healthcare, without losing those benefits. And then, put her back through a training pipeline and protocol. Man, I don't ever want to be judged solely by like the low moments of my life.
Yeah.
However, having said that, I can't fathom a world where I would, not that I'm an airline captain by any stretch. It's like if you're having a bad day, why would you grab that phone?
Announce it to everybody who you're about to, they're about to put their lives in your hands.
Man.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we know that if they were in mid-flight and they said, hey, we need help, somebody to land this, you got it.
I've got it.
Clearly, God, we need to do these at some point. I got to touch base again with Lee over at Red Eagle to get you up in the helicopter.
Yeah.
And I've JT from Black Rifle, the Delta Museum in Atlanta will rent out their simulator.
Yeah.
So we can make this happen. We just actually have to do this. But for people who don't know what I'm talking about, Michael thinks that he could just hop into the cockpit of like an A380, game time player, 25,000 feet, 50 miles out, and just grease it. Just now, if you missed that episode, if you missed that episode, he just said put the wheels down and land. We pulled up a cockpit schematic of that, and I asked him how he put the wheels down, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know."
There's a lot of buttons on those panels.
There are a lot of buttons. Yeah,
I don't know which ones do what, but if you
none
press
of them do the wheels because the wheels is generally not a button; it's generally a lever.
Yeah.
I guess I've seen it as a switch as well, but it's generally a lever.
If you press enough of them, something will happen.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
The plane will come out of the sky somehow.
Whether it's fuel starvation or,
I will. If your definition of land is the plane is on the ground, I can 100% land the plane.
Yeah, anybody could do that. My definition of land would be plane is on the ground, you're getting a golf clap. Even as you taxi, because you'd have to taxi to the gate, you're getting standing salutes from the air traffic controllers. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about this more, fire trucks are out. They have the crossed water. Like they're celebrating your dominance and victory in the national aerospace
That's how it's going to happen.
Yeah. I feel like police escort one in front, not because you're in trouble, but because they want people to know what you've done.
Because they want people to know how honorable I am.
Or impressive, how impressive your performance was.
Both.
You're just saying you think you could crash the thing. I'm saying you need to land it.
I 100% can crash it.
Oh, for sure.
I know that.
You know, the biggest thing about that is it erodes trust and confidence in that profession a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like, again, people are people. People have up days and down days. That stuff, though, so that can erode trust and confidence a little bit. What can help regain that is watching the airlines actually deal with that in a way that would be commensurate with, hey, this is serious. Maybe we don't want to ruin this person's life. We're going to take the appropriate steps, retrain, recertify, and maybe you can grow on from this.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. We just hit an hour.
We did? Mm-hmm. All right. That's good for today because we have a podcast in like 45 minutes.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Done. Later.